In a genre often filled with slow burns, unresolved tension, and endless will they won't they tropes, My Dress Up Darling is like a breath of fresh air. It's bright, bold, and unapologetically heartfelt. At first glance, it might seem like a typical romantic comedy. Outgoing girl meets quiet boy, where drama ensues. And maybe there's a little bit of one-sided bullying, but like in a cute way. But no, beneath the surface here lies a story about passion, vulnerability, and the joy of being seen for who you really are. It's a show that doesn't just flirt with romance, it commits to it, at least as much as an anime rom-com can in a first season. At the heart of My Dress Up Darling are two characters who couldn't be more different, at least on paper. Gojo Wakana is a soft-spoken high schooler who spends his days crafting traditional Hina dolls. After a childhood event made him ashamed of his passion, he isolated himself to protect from further shame. Marin Kitagawa, on the other hand, is a vibrant, confident girl who lives for anime, games, and cosplay. But she's loud, expressive, and completely unafraid to be herself. But when their worlds collide, kinda, sorta literally, something beautiful begins to unfold. And not just a romantic connection, but a creative partnership on a foundation of mutual respect and admiration. What makes this pairing so special is how naturally their chemistry develops throughout the show. Marin doesn't just tolerate Gojo's interests, she celebrates them. This is where most rom-coms would come in with the over-the-top rude reactions to his passions. Gojo himself even expects this reaction. But Marin sees his talent, his dedication, and his kindness, and she's genuinely in awe. Gojo, in turn, is captivated by Marin's energy and honesty. He's flustered, sure, but he never mocks her or tries to convince her of anything. Instead, he listens to her. He judges her work, sure, but not out of malice. And in a genre where miscommunication often drives the plot, this simple openness feels almost revolutionary. Their relationship's built not on misunderstandings or forced drama, but on shared passion and emotional honesty. While Marin is often the loudest voice in the room, the show never forgets to give her quiet moments too. We see her doubt herself, worry about being judged, and even question whether she's worthy of Gojo's time. These moments of vulnerability make her feel real, and they make her growth all the more rewarding. She's not just a confident girl with a dream, she's someone who's learning to trust, to open up, and to let someone else into her world. And Gojo's journey is just as important. At the start, he's someone who hides his passion, afraid of being mocked again. But through Marin's enthusiasm and belief in him, he begins to step out of his shell. He starts to take pride in his work, not just for her, but for himself as well. It's a quiet transformation, sure, but a meaningful one all the same. I can't stress enough how much this differs from so many others in this genre. Many other rom-coms just simply never advance their protagonists to keep the story safe. A sort of don't fix what isn't broken type of approach. So watching Gojo go from isolated hobbyist to inspired creative is one of the show's most satisfying components. But while Marin and Gojo are the emotional core, the supporting cast adds meaningful depth to their journey as well. Gojo's grandfather, though often in the background, quietly champions his grandson's growth. He offers space, trust, and the kind of unconditional support that allows Gojo to flourish. Poor guy really do be getting stressed out though. Protect Grandpa at all costs, please. Meanwhile, characters like Sajuna and Shinju introduce new dimensions to the cosplay aspect. Sajuna's initial guardedness gives way to mutual respect, while Shinju's arc of learning to embrace her own interests despite insecurities mirrors Gojo's early struggles, sort of giving him a peek into what it's like from the other end. These side stories don't distract from the main romance, they enrich it, showing how creativity and self-expression ripple outward, touching everyone in different ways. And that's where My Dress Up Darling truly sets itself apart. In just a single season, it accomplishes what many romance anime struggle to do in twice the time. It shows real, tangible progression. Marin's feelings aren't hidden behind layers of denial or comedic deflection. She knows she likes Gojo. She just doesn't know how to say it yet. And Gojo, well, slower to recognize his own emotions, expresses his care through action, through the time he spends, the effort he gives, and the way he always shows up for Marin. It's a romance that grows not through grand declarations and melodrama, but through quiet, consistent kindness. The vehicle through which most of this growth is enabled is cosplay. Cosplay in My Dress Up Darling isn't just a plot device, it's a metaphor. It's about becoming who you want to be. For Marin, it's a way to celebrate her passions. For Gojo, it's a way to connect with others. And for both of them, it becomes a shared language, a way to say what words often can't. Every costume, every fitting, every late night sewing session is a step towards understanding each other more deeply. Cosplay, in this context, becomes more than just a hobby. It's a form of self-exploration. For one, it's a way to embody the characters they love, but also to express parts of themselves that don't always fit into everyday life. For the other, helping create these costumes becomes a way to reclaim their own identity, one that was hidden long ago. The act of dressing up, of becoming someone else even for a moment, allows both characters to confront who they really are. It's a gentle reminder that our identity isn't fixed from the start, it's something we craft with every choice we make. And the show's emotional core is very nearly matched by its production. The animation isn't going to blow your mind, but it's crisp, colorful, and full of life throughout. Marin's cosplays are lovingly detailed, showing the hard work and effort both put in to make it a reality. And even the sewing and creative sequences are mesmerizing in their precision. Every frame feels intentional in a way, from the sparkle in Marin's eyes to the subtle shift in Gojo's expressions. The sound design, too, is quietly impactful, capturing the rustles of fabric, the hums of a sewing machine, and the soft, nervous silences that say more than words often can. And then there's my personal favorite part of the show, the voice acting. Marin's energy is infectious, her laughter and teasing perfectly balanced by moments of genuine vulnerability. Gojo's voice is gentle, thoughtful, and full of quiet emotion. Whether you watch in sub or dub, the performances bring these characters to life in a way that feels deeply personal. You don't just watch them, you root for them. I can't compliment the main casting enough here. But even with all the voice talent in the world, you still need good writing to truly bring out the best of these characters and story. And the dialogue in My Dress Up Darling delivers. It's sharp, funny, and surprisingly tender at times. Marin's teasing never feels mean-spirited, and Gojo's awkwardness is endearing rather than exaggerated. Their banter feels like real conversation, full of pauses, missteps, and moments of unexpected honesty. It has that human aspect to it that many shows, even outside the romance genre, seem to miss so much. It's in these little exchanges that the show's heart really shines. But perhaps the most impressive thing about My Dress Up Darling is how it handles intimacy. It's a show that isn't afraid to be a little flirty, a little cheeky, but it never feels exploitative. The fan service, when it appears, and it will, is framed through Gojo's respectful lens. He's not ogling Marin, he's focused on the craftsmanship, the details, and the artistry of how it all fits on her. And Marin, for all her confidence, is never reduced to a trope. She's a fully realized character in just the same way Gojo is, with dreams, insecurities, and a heart that's slowly, steadily opening up. Having both characters serve as equals in the narrative makes it much easier to tell both of their stories without making a one-sided perspective. And as their stories progress, so too does their bond. Each episode adds another layer to their relationship, another moment of trust to build on, another shared laugh to deepen their bond, and another quiet realization to shape their future interactions. And just when it feels like we're reaching a crescendo, it ends. But it ends with a promise that this story isn't yet over, that there's more to come. Whether you're someone who's struggled to share your passions or someone who's found joy in creative expression, this story offers a kind of emotional validation. It doesn't just tell you it's okay to be different, it shows you, through every interaction between Marin and Gojo. Their journey reminds us that being seen, truly being seen, is one of the most powerful experiences we can have, and that love, at its best, is about celebrating each other's weird, wonderful selves. We've seen the spark, we've watched the threads come together, and soon we'll get to see what they create next. Because My Dress Up Darling isn't just a romance, it's a celebration of creativity, connection, and the courage to be yourself. It's a story about two people who found each other in a most unexpected way and decided to make something beautiful of it. And with Season 2 just around the corner, we're about to fall in love all over again. Thank you all for sticking with me on this one, and what do you guys think about Season 1 of My Dress Up Darling? And what shows do you think stand out in a similar way in this genre? Let's talk about it down below as we prepare for Season 2. And if you liked the video, consider a like and a sub to see more in the future and maybe give some of my old stuff a try. And with that said, I look forward to seeing you there, fellow anime lovers. Bye bye for now.